November 22nd, 2021, Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, Nicole, Cattaruzza. So, now, I also have an alias, which is Romer Tiafreo, but that's for star charting, to help star darters fix and clean up the record system. Here's a problem with New York City ordinance and law, the way that they have it. I don't know what the difference in these words are, but as the humans have explained it to me, there's, from what little time I spent with Tom Campagna, and whoever the second guy was, I can't even remember his name. He worked in the same office as Rick. Rick Cohen worked in Patchogue on the bottom floor, and the other guy was up on the second floor, and I can't remember his name. So order of protection was placed for some dumb, useless reason against me, who had to go spend a night or a night and a half or whatever it was in jail in the Queens County court system. It's like not the kind of vacation or tour system I needed to check out. I would have preferred to have gone as like a legislative body and on an invitation, like a respectable way from something civil in the system. I don't understand why I have to be dragged through the mud for Mr. Desperado and Despacito and Mr. whatever desperate situation that moved into my house when I didn't want him to, and then just never left. And it's just been palling around, causing more problems than, like, he can clean up. So now I get stuck going to jail for breaking a door where my son's on one side, and I want to protect him from the known problem that I've had to have kicked out of a house. I've had to have all sorts of stuff done that I've had to do myself because I didn't have money to do it. By just filing paperwork and asking for help in Suffolk, where I trust people more than I do in the foul city of Queens that I'm living in. It's like the bowels of hell is what I feel like. So now, out in Suffolk, it was a little easier and they're a lot more friendly to deal with. New York City is not. So now they just come into the house on a whim, no paperwork, throw me into, they arrest me. I'm like, what for? They're like, we don't know. You don't know? So then they're like, it'll be on the paperwork. What paperwork? There was no paperwork. So I'm like, so now we're going to go through this rotation. At the end, you see you get some kind of legal aid on a computer screen while you're waiting for days. It was a day and a half. And then all of a sudden, it was like you go in front of another screen with 4 screens, and it's a judge, I'm assuming, but from where they are, I don't know. So then it was a stay away order. I'm like, I'm like, okay, whatever. So it was for 90 days. It was supposed to go away, but then for some reason they extended it. I have no idea how that's possible. I'm like, I have my son I have to take care of. Like, what are you all doing? Besides the fact, Anthony stole the keys to my car. He's driving it all over the place. I can't protect my asset, being my car. I can't protect my child. I'm not supposed to speak to him, go near him, or like whatever. So I don't. But now my son, I have to take back and forth to school and take care of. I'm his main guardian or his main caregiver. And and all the while, this is during this biological attack that's been 4 years, progressing worse and worse. They're calling me saying I have mental disorder. I say no, it's actually anemia, and it is on my record that I've been under biological and cyber attack through multiple process, which is in like quiet, I don't know what kind of court, but this lower level whatever is a real problem because everybody's reading the situation wrong. Like they're in their own human script and they're defending people for all the wrong reasons. Meanwhile, there's something bigger going on that everybody's ignoring, which I don't understand how. Like everybody's lawyered up and I'm stuck in the middle like a piece of meat that everybody's ripping off of. So now, this is how the court system goes. So now the non-criminal, which would be myself, is now sent through this process and now has paperwork like she's a criminal, and now has a stay away order. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know. Whatever. Stay away order, I suppose. But I don't call him. I don't talk to him. Like, I have no reason for him. But he does these things to purposely get me in trouble. And he's done it before. He'll call, and it's like, is there something wrong with my kid? And then he'll just take my kid and disappear in my car. So stolen car, stolen kid. And I can't even ask him where he is. This is how, I mean, this does not seem like it's the safety of my son. But then I have to worry about this crazy court system that now they're going to come after me that I endangered my son. Well, which one is it? Because I really didn't want the man to touch my son ever, because my son's been harmed in his sole custody before, and it's not in my son's best interest. But I've got a court system that I'm having trouble with at many different levels, and I'm now like having real life issues where he's manipulating shit along with Lewis, and they're having some kind of tag of war, and now Lou's talking to Pete, Jason's dad. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm all like stuck in the middle, in the dark, no less. Being like a ragamuffin, just dragged all throughout. And I can't even protect my own effing kids. Like, this is how bad the court system in New York is. So, like, how do you emancipate Queens from the city of New York's garbage until the classified private, like, protection and the airspace is from, like, lower orbit to upper orbit and to ground level and below is in a protected position? I'm just curious, because that seems to take precedence over this nonsense of like word play and word games that these lawyers love to do, and I would love to see them all just go. I don't need fire starters, especially with my situation, and then defenders of all the wrong. So now, I didn't aggress and attack anybody. I've been the victim from the beginning, raped and stolen. There's somebody's civil rights who's been taken away. That would be Nicholas's, because they stole his human, or his whatever, estrus, away from him. That should be number one priority before 1976 or 1975 even comes into question. And right now, there was a helicopter tonight, lower orbit, that went overhead, timed with when I was with my green and black umbrella walking back from one of my walks. I don't take my son on these walks because I'm going to Fallout Shelter, Main Street. I take my son a completely different route, and he goes to a different area of Bayside, where he stays in a shrouded, they have a black shroud around his school building. It's a brick schoolhouse with a black shroud around it, for a reason. It's a symbolic gesture of what's going on. Today, by the way, there were some gentlemen, a myriad of gentlemen, who were wearing SCA on a hard hat that was white with some kind of vest. They looked like they were there, and then there was another gentleman in a business suit, not like a tailored business suit, but one that you buy at Macy's, which is where I buy my suits, or I have bought my suits. They're for the people of my echelon and what's local. They were meeting. I don't know what their meeting was over. They were inspecting something in the school, but my son was there as well. I had to get him out of school a little early. Today he had his blue and white pinstripe with whales on it, and then a red and a more like red maroon color with blue stripe clip-on tie and a pair of jeans and work boots. That's what he went to school with today. So they saw me taking him out of school a little early for the CPS call on the video chat with the woman from Bushwick, Brooklyn, on some intake, which is how they've been doing it, but I don't know how it got stuck in Brooklyn, because there should be no crossover. I need to protect myself. I'm in Queens and I'm being harmed. I don't understand how Brooklyn is getting involved in this. Especially since there's no feedback system. I have no access to court documents, records. I don't have a law guardian that's protecting my ABO, my blood type. I'm anemic, and I have amnesia, short-term memory problems. And this is a known ongoing issue. After I've been taken away and my civil rights have been violated, and Nicholas knows that, because he's in civil duty, while I'm stuck in human whatever, other end of the spectrum, and I'm the one who's in harm's way. I don't understand why he doesn't take precedence over everything and anything that ever happened in Humanville. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. But this Queens system doesn't work, where you lock an innocent woman up in your Queens County court system to then give the known drug addict and the person who had a DUI and crashed his truck and was suspended from driving. How you give him custody of my son is beyond me. I didn't even tell you that he was the correct father. And we weren't married when I had my son. That should tell you a whole lot. So now, and my son has a 3 after it for a reason. So now, here we are in lots of paperwork, everybody getting the story wrong, and I can't even protect my son because I don't have the proper guardian or legalese or somebody coaching me or protecting me from the beginning. I've just kind of been left out, pushed out, and it's just gotten so much worse. But yet I'm a key in the fact that I'm an A negative blood type. I'm the magnet blood type that actually should have been transferred somewhere else, and I shouldn't have been held here. But here we are, and the zenith from 0 to 180 is off by about 5 degrees, is what I heard in whatever reporting. And the poles are melting, lavas, whatever. That's what they're reporting on mainframe. But meanwhile, I'm in real life action situation where I'm not even able to defend or protect myself. Why is that after I've had a life of violations of I didn't violate it. It's just what's occurred while I've been waiting for what I was destined for before somebody rearranged the whatever. The stars, I suppose, which is even more dangerous. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken.